And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here? Is this
No,
is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Richter, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Somebody was coming.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good evening, everybody. Hope you all are doing well out there, enjoying your time, enjoying your evening. It is Saturday night, and I'm out here. I am out here, y'all. So, those of y'all who aren't in here yet, get on in here. You want to jump in and enjoy this time with us. We got some serious stuff to talk about. Some new things that are popping off, okay? Things were going on. Twitter was on fire today. Twitter was on fire this evening or this afternoon, and we have a lot to digest, a lot to talk about, a lot to, debunk and all that. I do have somebody coming in to the show in a little bit, which I'm very, very excited about. I do have, she is going by Gray. I'm very excited about having her on. I just saw her a second ago. She was she was behind the scenes, and then she just disappeared. So hopefully she'll jump back on here in a little bit, because we got a lot to talk about, a lot to digest, like I said. You know what I'm saying? And so here's the thing. For those of y'all who don't know what's going on with Fresh and Fit is in a little bit of trouble here. Just a tiny bit of trouble. As you can see, or as if you've been watching their channel, their YouTube subscriber count has been dropping drastically. I mean, by the day, and that sucks. You know what I'm saying? I think that their layout, their production is pretty damn good. I'm gonna be real, pretty damn good. Okay. But at the same time, what they spout on the show, I'm not the biggest fan. All right. I mean, everybody likes to watch a train wreck. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Contrarian for saying that last night. Everybody likes to watch a train wreck. You know what I'm saying? And they got that Jerry Springer kind of vibe going on that show. Now, we do have somebody, Miss Cheeks, a.k.a. Gray, coming onto the show. She's back here with me, and I'm very excited about having her on. And the thing is I was kind of debating, do I jump up and show the stuff first and then bring her on, or do we go through this together as a team? Her tweets, so she can explain and debunk everything, or deny all the accusations that are going on right now. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm cutting the music hard. I'm not even doing the nice little, the fade out and all that stuff. F all that stuff, man. We're going to go jump right into this beat. We're going to talk about this stuff because we got some serious stuff going on. Is she pregnant? Is she keeping the baby? Does he really know that she's pregnant? There's so many questions going on, y'all. So many. But before we jump into all this, we got to go through the business stuff. So please go hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way through the roof. Okay? Be sure to crush that subscribe button. It would really be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. But we got to jump into this. I have somebody very special on. I just said her name just a second ago. She's going by Gray, a.k.a. on Twitter. She goes by Miss Cheeks, but I'm calling her Gray from this point on. Please welcome Gray to the show. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Funny on here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are things?
I'm doing okay. I can't really complain too much.
That's
A
good.
lot of bullshit going on, but other than that.
Facts. A lot of BS going on, for sure. For sure. So I guess your internet is going kind of okay. Your internet's a little choppy. Can you go somewhere with?
And I can't fix it. No, I can't go like closer to where the router is because it's like it's high, like it's I don't know how to describe it, but I can try to fix it a little bit.
Sure.
Inside is louder than outside right now.
No, I totally understand. I totally understand. You go and do that, and I'm going to mute you for a second while you get that figured out. What I'm gonna go and do, I'm gonna get into the tweets, the tweeters, the twits, the tweets that we found on Twitter. Okay, the tweeters, the twits. All right, the stuff that's been going on, the things that have been, sparking a lot of speculation, a lot of talks, and all that stuff. Okay, we got to talk about all this. There's a lot, and there's a very big Twitter feed that we have to look at. Okay, and we're not going to look at the whole thing. Like I said, if you're interested in checking it out, by all means, go and check it out for yourself. You can find it on her Twitter account. Okay, but we got to jump into this whole thing. All right, now this is what her Twitter feed says. All right, that man, she's referring to Myron Gaines of Fresh and Fit. He is fit of Fresh and Fit. Okay, the tall one. All right, the loudest one in the room. He's really he really is more of the main, he's more of the biggest voice of that podcast. Let's be straight funky, okay? But I'm going to go through a little bits and pieces of this thing, okay? So that man, Myron Gaines, emotionally manipulates and coerces women into extremely rough and degrading entanglements, all right? He does things that he knows women don't like. He gets on top of them and overpowers them. He pulls their hair and puts them in positions where it's not easy to stop him. Once he gets on top of you, he's in control. He doesn't use prophylactics, y'all. He doesn't give the option. He would take advantage of you and your body. And if you're a person who panics when you can't get out of something, if your body shuts down and you can't move, if you go onto mental shock or into mental shock, it's over for you. This is the same man that says women have to demonstrate entanglement value before a man can take them seriously. At the same time, he says once a woman gives up the sex, she loses and the man wins. He also says it's a woman's job to please a man during entanglements and to maintain a man after. He will say ish like that, or he will say ish like, I want to make you the star of the show. I want to help you make money. I want to boost your OnlyFans, get you more followers. I know how to help you make 100K quick. I won't take any money from you. I care about you, and I want to help you. Let's go down a little bit more. Okay. He took me out to eat. He stayed on his phone the entire time. He had a consultation with one of his fans over the phone. He did nothing but talk-ish and talk down to the boy. It felt terrible. He was extremely controlling. We slept together. I had to lay how he wanted me to. Even wanted to control how I looked. Tried to tell me what to wear when we went out. How my eyebrows looked. How my hair looked, as if I wasn't attractive enough the way that I was. He told me that he potentially wanted more than entanglements with me. So I convinced myself that I misconstrued everything that happened. But the more he revealed, the more I realized he really didn't like anything about me except for how genuine I was. And I've gotten a chance to talk to her so far, and she is very, very down to earth. He saw me as weak, and I was weak. Sometimes he even records his entanglements. He's not dumb. He keeps himself legally clear and asks permission to record. But clout is a drug. We've already been talking about that for a long time, ladies and germs. Clout is most definitely a drug. And like I said before, he has used this. Like we just talked to Anna Quinn Fitness last night. All right. And if you haven't seen that video or that interview yet, go and check it out. But there you go. Okay. Clout is a drug. He was using that same thing over on Anna Quinn as well. It's a drug that he uses to prey on women, and even women that don't give a clout about clout. He finds a way. All right. After I had gone on the podcast the second time, the first time I walked off because I was I felt off. I don't know why the F I went back. The way that when you walk in, they hand you a drink and keep the cup full so that you're easy to agitate and off of your game. I stayed sober specifically so that I could see what the F was going on, so that I could feel the energy in the room, so I could stay aware. The way the alcohol and the cockiness and rambling of the other women mixed with the leading questions and the BS got me right out of my chair, and it had me walking to my car. And the fans are the most hateful, spiteful, ignorant people. I explained how I felt and why I felt it on my Instagram, and all I got was your stupid OnlyFans itch. Why did your dumbass go on the podcast? All right, let's keep going down here. He sensed weakness in me because once I got on the podcast, I was quiet. I wasn't argumentative. My social anxiety had slumped me in my seat. I didn't look confident. And instead of going after the women that openly disagreed with him, he thought I was the proper target. And to be honest, I had my share of clouded interest, but I wasn't used to men of his fake caliber taking any interest in me so quickly while I was fully clothed, barefaced. The interest almost always stems from Insta, not in person. So I definitely was flattered. Let's continue on. Let's see. It didn't take one because, let me see, hold on. It's all part of his game. And to make matters worse, he created a life with me. He lied and told me that he was 99% sure he hadn't. But that I should have taken a plan B anyways. I didn't take one because they make me extremely sick. And if he was 99% sure, I didn't feel the need to. And now he's handling it like a complete a-hole. We're going to stop there. Now, the thing is for those of y'all who sit here and think, oh, this is all fake, that, he be fibbing and all that, or she be fibbing, that she capping and all this, and that this is not the truth. Well, I have some more for you right here. If you think she fibbing, we have more receipts. That's all I'm going to say. We got more receipts. And you might be wondering, what kind of receipts, Pascal? Well, here they are. Text messages, but mainly is him trying to get her into bed. Basically saying, he's trying to, these text messages are a little bit different from the text messages that Anna Quinn Fitness received. Okay. This is more, he's trying to romance her and all that stuff. I'm assuming, which I'm going to ask Gray here in a second, I'm assuming this is after their first time being together, after their entanglement. Okay. But he's like, I'm waking up. I think waking up together naked wouldn't be too bad. She said, it sounds good, but I'm thinking like beyond that, then what? I can't expect you to tell me, especially when I have demonstrated my value, quote unquote, entanglement value, as you put it, LOL. But I just want to turn into someone that you, I don't want to turn into someone that you just spent the night with. I'm getting way too old for this ish. Okay. Hell no, he says. You know too much at this point. Ha ha. I don't want to do one night stands anymore. I have a lot to lose with all the fame we are getting. What are you doing now? She says, grocery shopping. He says, I just got into bed. You adventurous? Huh. She says, I think you should sleep. A bunch of emojis. Then, this is like half of the text. I don't know what it's saying here. I'm not sure what you're interested in from me. And so I really just don't know how to proceed right now. All right. So he says, I just want a girl that listens to me. You're making things very hard. She says, LOL. You can find that anywhere. Why do you want it from me? Like, how do you just want me to blindly listen? Do I at least get to know what I'm listening for? Am I listening because you want to just bang me? Am I listening because you think you may potentially want something more? What am I listening for? LOL. He says both on the bottom. Now, here's the thing. If you still don't believe that this stuff is real, there is a voice mail or a voice note or whatever you want to call it that he sent her. And it goes a little something like this.
Hang out, go for a walk, something like that. And enjoy the sunrise the next day together on the balcony. So yeah, I'd be happy to have a night with you alone.
Does that sound like him? Yeah, that sounds like him. Okay, so he's trying to say some sweet nothings. He's trying to romance her. Right. Now, we do, of course, have Gray with us on the show. We have got to talk about all this stuff. Please, Gray, you have got to tell me, how the hell did you get on this show in the first place? Please tell us this story.
Well, first of all, I hope you can hear me better.
I can.
But basically, a good friend of mine on Instagram, he told me that he was going to pick the girls for the show for a particular night. And so he picked me. So I was invited. And right when I got to the building before the show, I got a little nervous. So I was like, I really don't want to. And he kind of got upset. He was like, just do it. You got it. Like, just go ahead. So I went. And yeah, that's how I got there the first time.
Okay. So now here's the thing. Okay. We got to keep it straight funky.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You went there 2 separate times. The first time is one of those big videos that they are sharing on their platform where they basically said the easiest Frank Castle ever or something like that, where you basically Frank Castled your own damn self, right? Now, the thing is that you were there, and a lot of people are speculating that this happened, like the reason why you looked uncomfortable and that you quote unquote Frank Castled yourself was because there was already a sexual relationship with him already prior to this podcast. Is that true or not?
No, not at all. No, not true.
Okay. So then tell me, why did you Frank Castle your own self on their show?
Well, like I said in my tweet, one of the first things that they do when you walk through the door is they give you some sort of waiver, and then they give you some alcohol. So that kind of, the vibe was off already. And then, I kind of wasn't as confident because everyone else had, ass out, titties out, club outfits, and then here I come with my fucking sweatpants on, because that's just how I am, and I'm just like, damn, all right, I fucked that up. But I could tell that the personalities in the room just didn't vibe with mine, so I was already uncomfortable. I do have social anxiety, and I think a lot of people struggle with understanding the fact that, I could post my ass on Instagram all day. I can do OnlyFans all day because there's a barrier between, it's not live, it's not in your face, all that good stuff. So when I get in the room and there's these cameras and these microphones and it's like there's no room for error, and that just kind of made me more nervous. But it felt like, and I'm not trying to be funny or not trying to throw shade, but for
No.
one, the things that they were talking about, I really didn't give a fuck about. Like it doesn't impact my day-to-day life. I don't think about it ever. The questions themselves seemed very leading, and the women were kind of like contradicting themselves a lot. So if you mix all that together for someone like me who, I don't know how to put it, like it just was a lot of bullshit. It was a lot of
Yeah, I
bullshit
was
for
gonna
me to
say
handle.
I was just about to say, like, you were just seeing through all the BS. You just had enough.
Yeah.
You're just seeing all these fake people or people trying to be fake, going back on what they would probably say behind closed doors, what they would honestly say behind closed doors. But they realize that the cameras are on, so they're going to say whatever they need to say to sound cool or to sound attractive or so that they can sell their OnlyFans account or sell, whatever. Like, these two guys, Myron and Fresh. They're trying to sell a $2,000 course, type thing. So they're going to say whatever they can to keep the eyeballs on the show, keep people tuned in, keep people enticed and interested. Now, the thing is, and I understand, okay, you got up and you walked away. That was podcast show number 1. So let's talk about this. Show number 2, the second day, you showed up. Why?
Because for one, I'm not a quitter. For two, I somewhat felt defeated, because I knew that if I had stayed calmer, that I had a lot of things I felt were valuable to say. And I'm not a bitch. I felt like a bitch. Like, I felt like a punk, and I felt played, and I knew that I did it to myself. So I felt like I had to fix it.
Okay, so wait. So just so I know, and of course, because I got to cover all the tracks and everything, cover everything. All right, because I got to play devil's advocate and I got to be, team gray and anti-team gray. Okay. All right. So you left day 1 because you were like, I'm done with BS, right? But then you went back on day 2 solely because you're not a quitter. Or were you more concerned about your social media following and stuff, knowing that they have a large platform, and you're like, well, if they let me in, I still can save face because I don't like looking like a fool in front of thousands of people. Could that be the reason as well?
It could have been 2 people, and I still wouldn't have wanted to look like a bitch. You know what I mean? I didn't go there for that. And if you see, like, a lot of the women, talked about their OnlyFans and plugged their OnlyFans and plugged their Instagrams. I didn't do any of that. I didn't plug any of my stuff because I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? What I do on Instagram, it gets traction on its own. I really don't need misogynistic men to help me gain a platform, and the followers that I have gained from them are followers that I have gone through and had to either block or set straight or call out on their bullshit or tell them not to bring that bullshit to my page. So it's been more of a headache than anything else.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So let's go back to the podcast. Podcast number 2, you showed up, right? You showed up, which a lot of people, if they know the story, I'm sure, like we just kind of covered that. Sure, they would probably have a couple questions of like, hey, why would you just come back? But you still came back. You wanted to show good face. So you did. You showed up. You did your thing. So after the show, that's when he started to try to holler? Or was he trying to holler before then? Like, when was the numbers exchanged, the phone numbers? Because obviously those screenshots, those receipts that you have are from phones. That's not Twitter or Instagram. So when did the numbers get exchanged?
It was after the second podcast. I was downstairs actually talking to the door lady. That's my best friend at the building. And he asked me for my number, and he basically was like really smooth. He was mad smooth. He was really confident. Like, he was so smooth. he came up to me and he was like, you know, I really admire you for coming back on here, and it was really mature of you to apologize and all this good stuff. And he was like, you know, he started talking his shit early because he was like, you know, we got to get your Instagram up. We can get your OnlyFans up. We can get shit popping. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, oh shit, okay, okay. So he's like, you know, you want to hang out? And I'm like, that I don't see a problem with it because I figured that he was different. Like just like women sometimes get on platforms, and I mean I don't, but get on platforms and they kind of portray their character. I felt like that's what he was doing, so I wanted to know if that's who he was always, you know.
Right. So he was coming at you in that particular way, trying to say what's up, but he was also using his clout in a way to leverage getting a number or enticing you to go and have dinner or go out. So then what happened? I know that you said it in the tweets, but you know, a lot of things are left in between those 150 characters. So where did you guys go for dinner? How was the date? I know he was looking at his phone, but what else happened in that date?
So basically a couple days passed and I was supposed to be on a couple of the podcasts, but I wasn't. I was invited. I didn't go. Because I just didn't want to. But a couple days passed and I kind of let it simmer for a second because I was like, I'm not about to just throw myself on this man. And we kind of texted a little bit, but not much. And then he invited me to come watch another podcast.
Yeah.
So I did. I was sitting in the back, and sorry, it's a plane. I don't know if you can
No
see
worries. Oh, I can still hear you loud and clear. We can still hear you.
So I sat in the back, and then the first time that we went out with the producer, one of the guests, and another girl. So we went out to get sushi. We were supposed to go out to the strip club, but we didn't go. And then that night, no. Let me make sure I got my shit straight now.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no. Back it up. The day before, that same day, before I came to the podcast, I came in the morning. That's when those texts, that's the screenshot.
Yeah.
That was him convincing me to come over that morning. So I came over that morning, and that's when when I got there, he was like, you know, I just want you to lay next to me, which I thought was cute. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. So we're laying there or whatever. He's very peculiar about how he wanted me to lay, which I thought was a little weird. But I mean, whatever. So we slept for a long ass time, like just slept, like nigga was knocked. Like snoring, mouth open, knocked.
Drool and everything. Yeah. That deep sleep.
But it made me feel good because I was like, damn, this nigga comfortable around me. Because if I'm not comfortable around somebody, I can't sleep. So I was like, okay, that's kind of sweet. So then when I'm trying to figure out how to say this carefully. I'm treading as carefully as I can.
Gotcha.
At one point, he woke up and entanglements occurred.
Gotcha.
That were very intense, very rough, very I say this, I'm a grown woman, right? And I put myself in that situation, right? So I'm taking accountability for that. I'm not saying that rape occurred, but if there's a certain legal term for it, and I can't think of it right now, but if you are having sex.
So then let me ask you this. Okay. If you're not saying it was that, then you're saying it was consensual. Okay. But it was just maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, it was more like at a 20 type of deal?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And at certain points, I asked for certain things to not be done, and I explained that I didn't like certain things done. And they were done anyways, and I was put into positions where I could not move. I could not get out of those positions. It was extremely rough. It was extremely uncomfortable. And
Okay.
that's all I'll say.
No, I
B-
got you. But this was the
but
first time? Was this the first time, or was that was the first time?
And
Okay,
then
so how many entanglements, how many sessions did you guys have? Like
yeesh,
a bunch of times, or was it just
no,
one time and one time only?
it wasn't a bunch, but I convinced myself that after I'd come to the podcast and after we had gone out with Shorty and the producer and all that, another time did happen, but that was because I had convinced myself. I was like, I really like this guy. He's kind of being sweet to me. You know, he's really being nice. He's really taking an interest in me. And so maybe he didn't fucking understand what I was saying. Maybe he didn't hear me. Maybe he wasn't getting me. You know what I mean? I really like him. I'm going to overlook all the bullshit. Because that's what women do in a lot of situations. And I find myself like, I do it in life a lot. Like, if I sense some bullshit, I try to give it another chance. You know what I mean? To unbullshit itself. But it was literally the exact same thing again, but worse. So, me being weak-minded, maybe, I don't know what to call it, or me being forgiving, or I don't know what to call it, but me being who I am.
I mean,
I know.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, it seems like you were just trying to give the whole situation the benefit of the doubt. Like you were just giving it a try. Maybe, and I feel like that happens with a lot of women, or a lot of people. I'm sorry. A lot of people that will sit there, and if they're thinking that this person's a good person, or well, he or she is showing me interest, let me just give this person a shot. Let me just give this person a try. That was one time. It was weird, and the sex was weird, but it could get better in time. He'll understand my body, and I'll understand his. You know what I mean? So I could see where you were trying to just give him a shot, give him a chance. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Once I explained it to like a few people that are close to me, and I explained fully, they were like, "Do you understand what you're explaining?" And I'm like, "No, I don't understand shit. I kind of like him. He's being sweet. I don't get it. What am I supposed to understand?" They're like, "That's not how stuff works. That's not how it's supposed to go. That's not how it's supposed to be treated." And a couple people pointed out like that they could kind of sense, especially in the second podcast, like that he was somewhat preparing me to be manipulated. Like he was grooming me somewhat, you know?
How so? How so?
Some of the things that I watched, like that I noticed when I watched, is he would take his hand and kind of like push me to the mic, but very gently. But either his hand was always on me, or y'all couldn't see it, but our legs were always touching. And I saw in one of his videos before that he felt like initiating contact and seeing if a woman breaks that contact or not is how you can tell if you can go further. So, but I didn't know that until after the fact. I didn't watch all this till after the fact. So while this is happening, I'm just like, okay, I mean, shit, our legs are touching, so fuck what? Like, I'm not, in my mind, I'm like, okay, whatever. Or there was a point where we were all talking, and I don't remember who was talking first, but he was like, all right, everybody talk one at a time. Gray, you can talk. And that kind of favoritism, a lot of people noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then there was one comment that I made. I don't know what the hell I said, but he looks at the camera and like raises his eyebrows like, oh shit, I kind of like that. And that happened multiple times. So I think, I want to clarify. I did spend a couple of days total with him. And I know we're probably like, well, if you felt like it was so this and that and the third, then why'd you stay? But I don't know, man. I really liked him. I really did. At first, and
I mean,
he was very, very sweet to me. Like he was so different. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I mean, but from my understanding, it seems like he came to you. He was, putting on the charm. He came to you different than what some of these other girls that have like Anna Quinn came out and said some things. You also got Nina Unrated that also came out and said some things too. Obviously, two drastically different scenarios, but they came at both of those women two separate, completely different ways. So I mean, this is something completely different. It seems like he was just whining and dining you, and was trying to romance you in a way. Yes, things behind closed doors, between the sheets, were a little off and all that. But it seems like he was courting you, like he literally was just trying to approach you, right?
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, things obviously got really, really rocky. And we are going to get into that. But real quick, I need to throw this thing up too, and because I would love to hear your thoughts on this super chat. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Toby, he said, she chased a dude with clout and fame and got finessed. Happens a lot.
I didn't chase him. He chased me, sweetheart.
Dudes like Myron are clowns, and women tolerate it because they have clout. 2 L's. What are your thoughts on that?
Nah, sweetheart. I was minding my business. He approached me for one, and then for two, I don't give a fuck about clout. I don't. And I keep trying to get people to understand that some women do, but me personally, I don't care. I genuinely don't care.
So then, so you genuinely don't care. We talked about you going back on the podcast the second time, but why did you go on the podcast the first time then? What inspired you to go on?
Calling me right now. He's literally calling me right now.
He's calling you right now? Okay. That's interesting. But what inspired you to get on the podcast?
What inspired me to do what? Sorry, I'm shook. Wait.
What inspired you to get on the podcast the first time? The very, very first time.
I really wanted to keep my word. Oh shit! He's calling me back to back. Sheesh, made me sweat a little. Okay, yeah, no, I wanted to keep my word for one, but for two, I really felt like I had some shit to say, and I was prepared to say it until I got there and everything was off. Like I was really like, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna talk my shit, and if what they say is true, then I'm gonna say that. But if it's not, then I'm gonna say that.
Gotcha.
And it didn't work.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Let's go into the twits, the tweets. Okay, I say twits all the time. Sorry. Let's go into the tweets really, really quick. Okay, let's start with the very, very basic foundation of it all, because there's a lot of people that are obviously going in on you, saying, "Oh yeah, you're just doing, you're putting this story out here on the Twitter, all right, on the twits, setting Twitter on fire right now, because you're trying to get some clout. You're doing it for the clout. What originally made you put out that long thread in the first place?
Because this morning when I woke up, I've been depressed as fuck for like 2 weeks, simply because I'm pregnant for one, for two, like all this, but like I've just been depressed. So I had to sit and really think about everything. And as I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, first, before I do this, do I think that the way that he was approaching me was genuine? Do I feel good about the way that I was approached? Do I feel good about the way that everything happened? And my answer to that was no. And then I had to think, well, okay, why don't I feel like it was genuine? And I don't think it was genuine because if you're trying to tell somebody that you care about them, if you're trying to tell them that you give a fuck about them and all these other things, but when you create a life with them, all that shit goes out of the window, then it makes the person feel manipulated. And so one of my friends had tweeted something about them, totally unrelated. And I was like, this is a fucking sign. So I DM'd them and I was like, yo, what made you say that? And they're like, oh, because I've been watching their stuff and I watched the one with you on it and everything just seemed off. And that's when I was like, I think I might have something to say. And they're like, well, don't rush yourself. If you don't feel like you need to say it, say it. If you want me to say it for you, I will. I was like, no, I'm grown. It's time for me to say that shit myself. I'm tired of sitting with it,
Right. So then, okay, because obviously I got to play devil's advocate here, okay? I got to wear the other hat real quick, and then I'm going to jump on this super chat here really quick. But what would you say to the people that are thinking that you're just a disappointed ex-girlfriend that was in hopes that this was going to transpire into holy matrimony or love or romance, a whirlwind romance that just fell flat? What do you say to people who are sitting here saying that and thinking that right now?
I would say that, to be honest, if I was truly like just bitter, I would have kept that shit to myself, because I don't think the way that I worded what I said came off bitter. You know what I mean? I think it came off really genuine.
Okay.
So, I tend to keep bitterness to myself until it settles. You know, but I don't. Shit happens and shit doesn't work. And if it was a case of just shit not working, you know what I mean? If we just didn't vibe or if anything like that, then I'm not gonna go off on somebody because shit just didn't work. But if you manipulate me, if you make me think you want something that you don't, and then you use me for my body, and then you try to dangle clout over my head and all that other bullshit, like, you're not gonna do that and think it's okay. So no, I'm not bitter. I don't care. I don't meet somebody and just emotion, and then I'm like, oh shit, I love them. I want to be in a relationship. No, I don't jump to those conclusions. I let it be what it is.
Gotcha. I got a super chat really quick. QB Willie B, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, bruh. He says, never trust a dating coach on YouTube. Fresh and Fit needs to be banned from YouTube platform. Okay, so I'll say this. I don't think that they should be banned. I just think that they need to step forward. They need to apologize and address all these allegations, the multitude of different allegations. They need to properly apologize to Abba and Preach. And then they need to come towards their platform in a different way. They need to come at it in a much more mature fashion. I get the clout. I get the fame. I get all that stuff blowing up. And that can get somebody really cocky. That can all get in somebody's head, and then they forget about everybody else. The ego is a crazy thing. So that's what I think, just in regards to that particular comment. I mean, to each their own. I mean, you don't, and here's the other thing. You don't have to listen to them. You don't have to watch them. You can always find somebody else like this platform. Shameless plug. You can always go to somebody else to listen to and be entertained by. But I do think that they need to step up and apologize. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. First and foremost, and then figure out what you're going to do with your platform the right way. Rebuild it the right way. But we got to get into this thing, okay? We got to get straight into it because obviously we don't have a whole lot of time. I'm sure you need to go and talk to Myron here shortly because he's calling you a whole bunch, whether or not you are going to decide to talk to him. But we do need to talk about this big juicy bomb that you did drop, and that everybody, all these commentators, okay, all throughout the Manosphere and outside the Manosphere on YouTube are talking about. Are you really pregnant?
Yes, I'm pregnant.
Is Myron Gaines?
But
Is
yes.
Myron Gaines the father?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Now, we have to talk about this. All right.
Mm-hmm.
When you did talk to him, when you did drop the news on him, how did he react? How did he first off initially react?
Initially, he was very calm, which was unexpected. I was sort of upset. I'm a people pleaser. I don't like to make people upset. So I was upset that it happened, and I thought that he was going to be upset. And so he called me. He was super calm. He was like, "Listen, everything's going to be fine. You can get an abortion. I'm going to pay for it." And I'm just like, "Okay,
wait.
Straight to abortion."
Hold on. Time out for 1 second. So he initially responded saying, "I'll pay for the termination."
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wait.
But,
okay.
But that it went from I paid for the termination, blah 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 blah, to it's your fault. I told you to take a plan B, and you didn't, and you betrayed my trust. And because I remember after the fact, he was like, I'm trying to think of exactly how he said it, but he was like, oh, I was like, if I am pregnant, but you said you're 99% sure that you did,
Right.
but if I am, then abortion's an option. Like, it's something I consider. And so then once,
Oh wait, that's what you said. I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
that's what I said initially.
Initially.
Before
Okay.
I knew that I was actually pregnant. Now everybody knows,
Okay.
or maybe not everybody, but most women know once you're pregnant, I don't give a fuck how. You know what I mean? You are it's just a thing.
Right.
I already have a child, so it's easy for me to get attached quick to harboring life or just life in general. But anyway,
Gotcha.
so he his initial response was, "I'll pay for the abortion." Then after that, I went to, "It's your fault. You betrayed me. You betrayed my trust. Blah 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 blah." As if I had impregnated myself. Like everything was just my fault, right? And then when
Wow.
I told him that I was shaky about abortion, that I had just moved to Miami, that I don't have any family support, that I'm here by myself, and that I kind of was shaky, I just really didn't. The abortion thing wasn't vibing with me. He kind of got upset. He told me that a baby would ruin both of our lives. He told me that he would sign away his parental rights. He told me that just
Wait. I'm sorry.
basically.
Whoa. Roll that back. I'm sorry. Time out. You just dropped some other bomb right there. So he said if you end up keeping the baby, he's willing to sign away his parental rights. Did I hear this correctly? I don't think I have that much wax in my ears. He literally said he's willing to sign papers, parental, like to sign away his parental rights so that he cannot claim this child as his own. What? Okay, please come.
But see, this was the thing.
What?
When he said that, part of me was okay with it, and part of me was like, okay, if that's an option, then that's something that we can explore if you want to do it. Because I'm not gonna ever force anything on anyone because
have mercy.
It's not fair. He didn't force the plan B on me. A lot of men do, creep shit like that. He didn't do that.
But the thing is that you got somebody who is willing to go have unprotected relations with you, knowing that he ain't going he's not wearing the proper protection. So he's already playing Russian roulette with that stuff. Doesn't matter, pardon my French, but doesn't matter if his pullout game's strong. It's still a possibility of impregnating a woman. So where on God's green earth would somebody think that it's all your fault? It takes two to tango. It's both y'all's fault.
That's what I said. And then not only that, but like before everything happened, I was like, for one, I'm ovulating. For two, I'm super fertile.
Oh my dear God! Wait a second.
I gave every warning.
You told him, you gave him a heads up and said, "Yo, I'm ovulating." I'm super fertile, and he gave zero dams. Zero. Okay.
So, and the thing was, he wanted to talk to me in person. He was like, "Let's meet in person. Let's talk about this." All of this, he was very, very smart about. He didn't say a lot in text. You feel me? That's what people do when they know they're wrong. But he was like, "Let's talk in person," and we had a whole like 30-minute argument because I was saying, "All right, if we're gonna talk in person, I want privacy." You know what I mean? You invite me up to your apartment. I don't care if you gotta have the conversation recorded with all these cameras you got. I don't care if you're scared of further accusations.
Right.
But he was like, "No, I want to meet you in the lobby," and I'm like, "I'm not about to talk about aborting, signing away the rights, keeping a baby in the lobby of your apartment building."
He probably had a girl up there. Real talk.
Maybe, to be honest. And that was my thing. Like, no matter what, like, I don't care if you gotta go up there. Okay, tell me to come tomorrow or tell me to come the next day. But I'm not about to talk to you in the lobby about something that serious. And it just showed me that, like, to him, it was just another thing to like hurry up and like get rid of or finish with. But it's like, my guy, it's a life. And then he was like, and my thing is like, how do you, he said to me at first, like, it's so many things that he said that I can't remember exactly in what order the bullshit was said. But he was like, part of me just doesn't feel right abandoning a baby. That's why I would like for you to abort it. And I'm like, so you'd rather fuck up a life than,
Right.
and then after that, then you change your mind to, oh no, I'm gonna sign away my rights. So you do want to abandon it. Like, so either way, you just don't want shit to do with it, but you did, and you're not holding yourself accountable. Like, I'm not here to say he raped. I'm not here. Yes, is he really fucking creepily forceful during sex? Is he really rough during sex? Yes, but he didn't rape me. I consented. He was sweet to me after. He took me out. I wanted fucking cereal. He took me to get fucking cereal. Like, he held my purse while I was walking. Like, he did everything that a gentleman is supposed to do, but in a very manipulative and conniving way. And that's the fucked up part. If you're the type of man that you say you are and you're this top tier alpha male, you don't have to act like that. You don't have to do shit like that. Don't manipulate people. If you want to fuck, just say that and let the woman decide, yeah, sure, I want to fuck her. No, I don't. But don't let the fact that you think you may get a no cause you to act stupid as fuck.
Right. I'll just say this: a good man is not one that just pours you a bowl of cereal. I'm sorry, you got me at cereal.
No, it was just cute
Right.
to me because we had just went out to eat and I didn't really like what I had. And I told him at the restaurant I didn't like it, and he switched it for me. He called the waiter over. He was like, she doesn't like her food, blah, blah, blah. But I just really wanted some fucking Cocoa Puffs. So he took me to get cereal, and that was just cute to me because I wasn't expecting it.
All right. But you
That's
said that
all.
he was doing things, but you said he was doing these things like holding your purse or getting you those Cocoa Puffs, right? In a
Yeah.
manipulative way. How is he being manipulative? By holding your purse
Because
or giving you those things. Yeah.
none of this was out of genuine interest. It was, I want to manipulate her. I want to try to do, like you said, basically the bare minimum. And see what that gets me and see where that gets me and see what I can do. And then I want to talk my game. I want to, tell her I can help her make money and this, that, and the third. And, I just want to see. It's like, I feel like it's a game to him. I do. Like, I don't feel like he genuinely does anything when it comes to women, because you can't talk about women the way that you do on your platform and move like a genuine person. You just can't.
Yeah. The thing is well, we got another super chat really quick. Thank you, Toby, for the $5 super chat. He says Myron is a buffoon, but women control access to sex. Y'all got to stop letting men hit raw just because they have money. Y'all both accountable for the kid. I do agree on the last part of you guys are accountable for the kid, but I do believe that there are a lot of girls out there, a lot of women out there that are very trusting of the guy. Basically, he's going, "Oh, it's fine, girl. Like, I hate wearing those rubbers anyway, but trust me, I got you." And then they do it, and then next thing you know, they get knocked up. But at the same time, though, I'll say this though, it is up to both of them in that conversation. The woman put her foot down and say, "Hey, if you don't got that prophylactic, it ain't happening." You know what I'm saying? But these things do happen, right? These moments do happen in the heat of the moment, in the heat of passion. Things like this happen. All right. But I think when it comes to this whole situation, and I can see a lot of people are I can see where people are where the people who are the skeptics that are out there. That's the word I was trying to find. And I'm hopefully we're getting we're answering some of these, the debunking or confirming some of these concerns or questions right now as we are talking to Gray right now. Real quick, Aquarius 0124 just said her justifying their encounters just give him the benefit of the doubt. It is just sad. No is no, regardless of consent was given before the act.
It's
Now,
not sad.
but
It's not
it,
sad. It's not sad. It's not a sad thing to do. I just think that I'm trying to. I'm not trying to come for this man's throat because he got a lot of shit going on already. I don't think it's sad. I think that I'm giving benefit of the doubt where I can because that's just what people do and they're genuine. If I was trying to do this for clout, I'd be on this bitch slaying this man, and I'm not.
I see, but but just to come on to the other side of the fence of course, the questions that I have, people are automatically wondering, what I've just asked earlier of like why the text message, why the tweets right now, why not 2 weeks ago, or why not a little bit ago, why right now in the height of him where his ship is going down, right? Slowly but surely is going down. And now you are coming out with this. So that's just a question I think that a lot of people are asking of like, okay, it's happening right now. Why wasn't this before or whatever? So then people are going to wonder, oh, she's doing this for clout. I don't think that you're doing this for clout. I think you're putting out your truth. You're saying what you need to say. But I think a lot of people some people are maybe thinking that way, what I just said earlier. You know what I mean? But it's totally understandable that you feel this type of way. Yes, it is messed up. I still can't believe, like, well, actually, before I even go there, are you going to keep the child?
I'm not sure. Abortion is not something that I normally would resort to, but being that I don't really have a support system and being that I feel like a kid is supposed to have two parents that genuinely love and want them, and even if I can love them with all of my being, I still feel like having that other parent is really important because I was a product of one parent and they tried their fucking hardest, but I can be pretty fucked up about some things. So, I don't know. I have no clue.
I get it. And I mean, I honestly hope that whatever choice you do make, you feel in your heart of hearts is the right one for you, and hopefully if you do just decide to choose life, I hope that Myron is willing to be there, to be a support system, to be there, to be a father to this child. I really do hope that, it is, like I was going to say before I cut my own self off, it is crazy to me that he is not willing to. It's crazy to me how he's so easily willing to sign off his rights as a father, as the father of this child. That part is really effed up to me. Like, I'm still my mind is still wrapping around that piece. I mean, you made this child together. You should take responsibility of this child, or take responsibility and be there for you on whatever choice you end up making, whether you keep the child or not keep the child. I just think it's just wild to me, absolutely wild to me that that's even on the table right now. Yeah. And the fact that he said, "Oh, I'm just going to abandon it," it's better to abort it than to actually keep it, because I'll just abandon the child, is still just beyond me. Now this is all hearsay and this is all allegedly. Okay, this is just a conversation that you had on the phone with him. There are no receipts of this conversation, but if this is absolutely true, it is heartbreaking to hear this story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and he was trying to be nice about it at first. Like, if I were to choose abortion, he told me he'd be by my side for the abortion. But once I just, I hate lizards. Sorry, I fucking hate lizards.
You're in Miami. All those geckos and stuff are everywhere.
Stop! I hate it so much. Oh my god. But
everywhere, man.
He tried to be nice about it at first, but once I said something that he didn't like, he was kind of like bullying me about it, so that sucked. And man, I don't know. I just kind of I I want him to learn how to truly interact with women from all of these things that are coming out. I want him to learn how to be honest and not be manipulative, and I want him to, like, I don't know. I think he just needs to just grow the fuck up a little. Um, Even if he did decide that he wanted to be by my side for the abortion, I don't even know if I want that, because this has been more than enough manipulation for me. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Right.
but
Man. Here it is. It's a crazy story. It's a crazy situation going on. It sounds like, you know, it went from, it was fast, love at first sight type of kind of situation that just seemed to crash and burn pretty quickly. But of course, you know, bringing life into the world is a blessing. And you know, it's crazy that you know, of course, this is how it's going down. Actually, before I let you go, one last question.
Mhm.
Was it the pregnancy announcement, or were you guys already starting to split up before this? Because it seems
No.
like everything was cool, and then suddenly you're pregnant, and then all this debacle. So were you guys, you know what I mean, together for a while, for a little bit, and then you guys parted ways, and then you got pregnant, and that's how it happened? Or did the breakup happen because you went to him and told him the news of your pregnancy?
No, I had been nagging him a little bit before that, because after we had sex, he kind of like, there was a little bit of distance, and I was like, "You're not finna have sex with me and like create space." And he was like, "No, I'm just really busy. I'm gonna make time for you. You want to hang out this weekend?" And I was already like, "Nah, no, thank you. I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't like the way you handle me." Because I was communicating. I wasn't being rude. I wasn't being bitchy. I didn't call him out his name. None of that. But I was communicating, and he was telling me that I was nagging, that I was being annoying, all this other shit. So we kind of were drifting apart, but he was still interested in hanging out. And then once I confirmed that I was pregnant, that's kind of when it was like, all right, bitch. Like, he kind of was done, and I kind of was done too, because I was like, what the fuck? You said 99% sure that you didn't. So
99% sure that he didn't what?
impregnate me. That he didn't impregnate me.
Because he thinks his pull-out game that strong.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Gray, I want to say a big thank you for being on. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on and telling your truth, telling your story, telling your side of the story. Of course, all of this is alleged. You know, this is all alleged. This is all from the receipts and the text messages and voicemails that you have and all that. And I hope you do find peace, you know, with this situation. I hope you find the right choice for yourself with the baby that's growing inside of you. You know, I hope you find, I just hope you find peace, because, you know, this is it's a very tough time. And I can only imagine how lonely of a time it is right now, especially when you say you don't have like a support group out there in Miami with you, you know. So I'm thinking of you, you know, and I'm going to be praying for you too. Real talk.
I appreciate you, and thank you for letting me attempt to clarify what I said. I hope that I clarified it even a little bit for some people. I don't know how much more I can clarify, but I thank you for giving me the space to talk.
Anytime. I mean, I feel like a lot can be said on Twitter, but a lot can be misconstrued within those 150 characters. You know what I'm saying? And it honestly doesn't even matter how long the thread is of you explaining it. There's still some sort of loophole that somebody's going to say, but what about that? But what about that? I don't get it. I don't believe you. Blah, blah, blah. Clout. You know what I mean? So hopefully we're able to ease some minds in here in this conversation. And, you know, hopefully we were able to debunk some of the speculations and the skeptics out there as well. You know, so I appreciate you coming on. Real talk. You know, you stay blessed now. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Wow. A lot to unfold there, guys. A lot to unfold. But I'm gonna open up the video lines because I want to hear your thoughts on everything. Like I said, this whole situation is really, really it's a messed up story. It's a messed up situation. And hopefully, for those of y'all who have seen it that are only here to just be a part of the show and see that interview, please be sure to hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be really great. It'd be very much appreciated. Okay, most definitely hit that like button down below. Okay, crush that subscribe button one last time. I do have the link. Excuse me. Let me throw that link in there one more time. I got a short amount of time left, but if you're interested to hop on, whoops, I did not mean to hit that. Sorry about that. Did not mean to do that. Practical investing. But the link is up above. Okay, it's pinned to the top of the chat. By all means, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole thing. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? You just heard from the horse's mouth. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this? We got King in the house. What's up, man? What up, King?
Hello?
Hello, King. What's up, man? What's good?
All I have to say about the issue. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Speak on it, bro.
Okay, I'm calling from Europe. I live in Europe, but
that's what's up.
I have been following this guy since last year when they were having about 10,000 subscribers. Even I have been attacking this lady that is called the fitness lady. You understand me?
Yeah.
I've been attacking her both on Instagram and on YouTube. But I was kind of like shocked when I went through when I saw the video that the other guy made about the tweets and everything. So I wrote a comment there. I said, this shit is really getting out of hand. Then from there, somebody wrote that you are going to have him on your show. So that is how I clicked in. This guy was kind of like a motivation to so many guys. I'm talking about Myron. Honestly, he has so many followers here in Europe. Not only in Europe, all across the world. It's quite disappointing. To be honest with you, it is heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. I don't really know. I don't know. And I'm not sure that they are going to get. They are going down for real, because this is too much. To be honest with you, it is too much. It is fucking too much. It's bad.
There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. On behalf of them, it's not great. I'll say that. On behalf of them, it is not good. Yeah. Not good news.
It's bad.
It's not a good look. But at the same time, I'll say this, and hopefully they see this show and see this interview and see that for me, I'm coming from a place of love. I'm coming from a place of, let's get down to the bottom of this stuff. Let's debunk this stuff, or let's confirm any of the BS that's going on. Also, at the same time, this is an opportunity for both of them to do something about what they have done, to step in front of this situation, be men, and step in front of the situation and talk about it like men. Address the issues, go back into their cave, right? Figure out their ish, and come back a bigger, better, stronger brand. But right now, their brand is falling apart. And what they need to do is figure that out. They need to figure out that.
There is one thing about this life. You can't come out and be telling people that, okay, do this, do that, but you are doing the quite opposite. Life doesn't work that way, So as far as his YouTube career is concerned, that is gone.
Yeah,
it's gone for life. So he have to look for something else to do. Because do you know that even after the first accusation and everything, so many people we are still rooting for them. You understand me? Right. And he has an opportunity not to even let this girl to come out. Had it been that when they spoke at the first time, this girl told him that, look, I am pregnant. What he's supposed to do as a smart guy is to say, okay, come.
Let's figure this out.
Yeah, let's figure it out. Just stay calm because I am kind of like my career is going down now. So what I want to do is that I will take responsibility for the child. There is no problem. But look, I don't want you to come out now. Just mellow down. Let's find a way to deal with this. Just calm down. I'm going to take responsibility for it. You understand me? But how can you be in such a situation and you are still kind of like, no, he's messed up. I don't think his brain is okay. He's not mentally okay. I'm talking about Myron, yeah? How
Okay.
can you
So King, hold on one second, okay? I got to get you down really quick. Stay in the chat, okay? Because I actually do have somebody in here that I need to bring up. So hold on one second, okay? Stay with me. Don't leave. I'm taking you off the screen. Hold on. Myron.
Bro, she's straight capping. Straight
capping? Is she capping?
She is straight capping. Just she
Fair
made
enough.
up the text.
Say again?
All those tweets right there, I told her to take them down. She wouldn't take them down. She manipulated me into coercing me to putting them tweets up.
Is this really Myron?
Nah, my God. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God. I was like, oh, my gosh, that's Myron? Crazy. Crazy. Let's bring back King. I was like, what? Is that really capping? King, my bad, man. Oh, he just disappeared. Christian, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Pascal? How's everything been today? Is everything
Man,
good with you?
Things are good. Things are good. That was funny.
Yeah, that I know is just very funny, but it just this whole thing is like a whole shit show, man. Yeah, you have no idea. And I could basically try to like relay something that's basically like a part of my life, you know, where I've been truly learned about like the whole red pill and like the Manosphere and all these things. And it really, really like gave me like a huge wake up call and like how I need to try and get better from like here on now. Because I'm like a thoroughly flawed individual, like many of us. But the three things that you need to have to actually just get through and get by life, actually four. Number one, you need simplicity. Number two, you definitely need humility. You have to maintain humility at all times.
Yes.
3, integrity. You must be thoroughly honest with yourself, and you have to be thoroughly honest with the people around you at all times. And I'm a shitty liar, so you know I'm naturally with that. And 4, most importantly, you need structure. You need discipline and character in order to get you by to make sure you hold yourself accountable. Not only that, but you have to hold the people around you in your circle based on your standards. If they're not willing to live by your standards, given that situation, go to the ass without warning. You know, don't try and discipline them and do all this rah-rah stuff and trying to grade them all this stuff. You know, say if like with Anna Quinn's situation, you know, with the stuff that came by. Say if like Myron claims he's a stray and like the friends find out. Say he's already is like a stray and he hold out and she's a single mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does that have to involve me? Why do I care? Like, if they have a single mom, I wish them well. But say if they single, I can't bring someone like that, no disrespect to her, as a part of myself due to the fact that you have a child with someone else. You know what I mean? I keep that to myself. But I'm not going to blast it up in the open and actually try and belittle her just because of what went down. That's uncalled for. That's the type of stuff you keep to yourself. You can't be saying stuff, oh, this girl's a stray, oh, this woman's stray in public. No, that's not acceptable. You keep that stuff to yourself and just don't bring them around your circle. It's as simple as that. So what I want to basically say is, I would suggest to Myron and Walt, whatever y'all are, if you do not thoroughly humble yourselves, if you not thoroughly be honest with yourself and what the fuck is going on, what y'all doing, because what y'all been doing, I'm like a big, big fan of yours, okay? I thoroughly thank you for all the game and all the knowledge that you spit out towards many of us here. But what we have, the issue that we have with you is that instead of you challenging Albert and Preach, okay, to the ideas that they duped out, you out here attacking their character, you out here disrespecting them as men, you out here disrespecting like family, you disrespecting Preach's family, you out here disrespecting his culture. I'm Haitian just like him. I'm a Haitian ancestry as well. Then have him come by a boat in Haiti while they're dealing with an uprising, the earthquake, with all the chaos that they have been going on so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like literally belittling them ad hominems, just as the women that are on your show. Then you got Nina, having like serious claims because now you back up a boxing match. You actually back out, have a half-assed policy the following day because you really don't want no smoke from an ex-military man, right? You come down, come by trying to make sure you're trying to do damage control, but yet you have now Nina's claims are getting serious now based on how you actually move. And his claims are actually getting serious now because he posted up all the receipts and all the texts about what went down. You're not office, man.
Yeah.
You're like literally like the New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo, undercover simp. You know what I mean? Y'all literally acting like Governor Andrew Cuomo trying to literally hump bras and everything, trying to sexually harass whatever woman you count. Yeah, y'all got like no game whatsoever.
It's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean all of it. It's all bad.
of it.
It's all bad.
All of it.
I mean, it's a whole domino effect. You know,
despicable.
It's pretty bad. And like I've been saying over and over and over again, this is an opportunity. This is the perfect time right now for them to get in front of this. By them not doing anything, by them just continuing to do stuff. And then suddenly, like I just went and saw something that they had. He was talking about hypertrophy training and stuff like that. And I'm like, what does this have anything to do? What does this have to do? It's all good. But it's like, what does this have to do with anything that they've been doing for the past 6 months that made them skyrocket? Get in front of this whole situation, talk about it, be transparent, but they're not doing that. They're just avoiding it and keeping it moving. That's why they're losing subscribers like they are right now. Let me add this other person on here real quick. Expose the Manosphere. What's up, Exposed?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, chilling. What are your thoughts?
Okay, I'm not going to be too long, but I do have a quick question before I go into what I'm going to say. How long have you been following the Manosphere / Red Pill?
I've been following it for, I would say about 6 months. 6-7 months, like directly following it for about 6-7 months.
Okay, so you're relatively new because I came across this community in April 2018, and I did some background research and read blog posts just to get some like familiarity with it. So I do want to say, so the one thing about this controversy, it's not really new. If you listen to some Red Pill content creators, they have admittedly impregnated women and forced them to get abortions while also preaching the message to being anti-abortion, as well as just telling guys to pursue as many women as possible, but also be protected, even though they have like unprotected sex. Some admit to having STDs. I would say the controversy against Fresh and Fit, it just really confirmed to me who they were. So around this time last year, Black Pillar started going after Fresh and Fit and other content creators for charging these elaborate prices for courses. So Fresh and Fit particularly has like Yeah, like I made a video about it actually. They range anywhere from like $400 to $800. And Fresh and Fit sells like an Instagram game course and do consultations where they charge like $100 for a half an hour, $200 for an hour. Of course, they just phone it in. They don't really actually put any kind of commitment into what they're talking about. So yeah, when this came out, just like I said, it just confirmed to me who they were. They always just came across to me as people who, adopted Red Pill ideology, but never truly committed, and just used their platform as an opportunity to get back at women, while also preaching the Red Pill philosophy to gain subscribers in the process.
Right. I mean, to me, like I said, I will never, ever have any problem with anybody with their hustle, right? But if you are going to, like, for example, I hate it more than anything in the world when you have somebody like, for example, like Creflo Dollar or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a preacher that will sit there, an evangelistic preacher that, all his money is from his congregation. That's why he has millions and millions of dollars. And he'll sit there and go, oh, yeah, I can't fly in a regular plane with regular people because I am who I am. Sit there and go against what they're preaching as far as the word or being Christ-like, and they're doing un-Christ-like things. Like, they'll go and say, don't do this. Do not cheat on your wife, be faithful, blah, blah, blah. But then they're mealing on some girl's stuff in a viral video somewhere else. And it's like, wait a second, you're preaching this, but you're doing something completely different. Quit capping, quit lying. This is the kind of same situation where they'll sit there and say, oh, this is what you need to do. This is how you're supposed to be an alpha. This is how you're supposed to be an alpha. And then they don't act like an alpha at all. Or
these motherfuckers ain't true alphas at all. Point blank.
No.
Period. They're not.
Well, you
Well,
talking about
it's so
trying to be
unrealistic,
advanced,
though.
Go ahead.
The whole red pill and alpha male, it just became so unrealistic that almost nobody can truly live up to its principles.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Not 100%.
Not 100%. There's no way you can do all of it all of the time. There's no way.
Impossible.
Then in other words, like real talk, a lot of things would not be achieved if you just literally are sitting there going, oh no, because I'm a man. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Hold on real quick. I do have a super chat. Thank you, Infinite Content, for the $5 super chat. He says, so basically Expose is saying these cats are moving like GOP Christian conservatives, preach piety, but be a heathen in private. Just be a Borgia.
The ironic thing about that is that, the red pill is pretty conservative and actually was backing Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020, even though ironically some of them admit that they don't even vote.
Facts.
And it was all about because his persona as an alpha male.
Yes. I'm going to throw up Keisha. Keisha's in the house.
Hi, Pascal.
Hello. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm really well. How are you guys doing tonight?
We chilling. And I also got, let me throw Lamont Roper on here real quick. What's up, Lamont? But real quick, I'm going to throw what's good, man? Let me throw it over
not much.
Let me throw it over to Keisha really quick. What are your thoughts, Keisha?
This whole thing makes me so sad for our community, Black people. This young man is not only self-destructing, but he's causing a wreck for everybody else around him as well. Just listening to this young lady, and I know women are responsible for their bodies. I'm not saying not. But she is very young. You can hear it in her voice. You can see it. You can hear her conversation. She's trying to be a very good person, and I'm sure she is a good person, but she doesn't have enough experience in life because of her youth, not because she, is lacking anything. It's just because she's young to really see through all of the game and how it affects her. And now it's going to affect her unborn child, whether she decides to have it or not. So he's not only wrecking his life, he's wrecking parts of her life and her psyche, and whether this child gets to live or not. Like, this is deeper than just him making bad decisions. This is really somebody else's life. I was also listening to an earlier live. This young man, one of the young men that was literally attacking Anna Quinn, came on a live, showed his face, because he's so young, he doesn't realize the ramifications of what he did, and he's standing by it, and he's arguing. Actually, Abba was on that live too, and he's arguing with Abba about how he's not going to apologize to her. And I'm thinking, how can you be so lacking in just being a moral, ethical human being that you cannot see? He can admit that what Myron did is wrong, but he can't admit that what he did because of Myron is wrong. And it's so warped. So all of this nonsense because one person can't admit that they're not an alpha, and it's okay. All of this so someone can lie to a whole bunch of people for money. It's really just so sad. The whole thing is so ridiculous. And how many young men feel this way? And how many young women are walking around, if not pregnant, emotionally or psychologically damaged from games like this? Not just from Myron, but from a bunch of people.
That's very, very true. Like how, and of course, I don't know Myron personally. I don't know him at all. I've never had conversations with him or anything of that sort. Shoot, I would love to have a conversation with him on this show sometime. That would be really amazing, just to understand where he's coming from. But my own speculation about this whole situation is that personally is that I feel like there's a lot that he's done that, like, in this situation, because he has the clout and the fame and he's growing, and this show is the show was skyrocketing, and it still is. Let's be real. It's got over 300,000 some odd subscribers.
He's doing well.
he ain't gonna just because they lost like 50 to 60,000 subscribers doesn't mean a damn thing. They still have consumers. They still have people, a fan base. They still have people, even trolls that are coming into this chat right now trying to defend their honor and all that. And that's fine. It's totally fine to have fans. It's totally fine to have stans. But at the same time, you know, you can tell that he's done this before. I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is that, you know, of course, you hear her story and all that, and it sucks. And some people will look at it and go, "Oh, it's just a disgruntled ex-girlfriend," and some other people will be like, "No, she was manipulated into the situation." You know, and it's
physically too.
And
physically intimidated.
And physically as well, you know, and of course, all of this is still alleged. Lamont Roper, let me hear your thoughts really quick, man. Good evening, brother.
Well, okay. Good evening. What's going on, PASCAL?
Chilling, baby.
You know, my whole standpoint on it is this. You know, I'm 49 years old. I'm a former Marine, and I try to tell young men. You know, I've been married 23 years.
Congratulations.
There's going to be thank you very much. There's going to be a time in a young man's life, and even a young female's life, where you're going to get reality hit at you maybe twice in your life. And right now we got these red pill guys that are getting reality stressed at them because of what they experienced back in high school and what they experienced in being a young man. And so you got to take that in and learn from it. And the one thing we should all do is stop being blue pill or red pill, but be a purple pill, which means you got a mixture of both, which means you got feelings for a female as well as being a female a feeling for yourself as a male. And you learn to understand the basic thing. Respect. Respect is the most ultimate thing you should ever live on. And when you do that and you uphold that, whether you Muslim, Christian, Hindu, whatever, you can go far.
Exactly.
You can go far and you can get along with people.
Hey,
and that's
man.
all I really have to say, you know.
No, Lamont, beautifully said. I mean, you know, it all starts right there. Every human being on this planet deserves respect. Absolute, unadulterated respect. And if you're not giving that to somebody, or if you have a history of doing that, people gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? The streets are watching. People
Definitely.
talk, and it's gonna come out. And clearly, this guy he's acting like a young kid. He's acting young, and he's not thinking fully as a full developed, mature adult. And I keep saying, if he only just steps up, he just needs to step up his game. That's the sign. That's a true measure of not only just being a man, but being a true adult. Real quick, I want to throw it around the room really quick because I got to wrap it up. Expose, Manosphere. Let me hear your last thoughts real quick. Final thoughts.
Okay, I'll just say, although this is bad, in the manosphere, there's this really ironic toleration of like dysfunctionality. So, you know, there's people who have criminal records of being a pedophile, of people who have human sex trafficking charges. And it's kind of weird to me that it took this for people to kind of like disown Fresh and Fit, even though I think they were kind of scamming people through their Instagram game course. So I just want to say there is like this high toleration for a lot of nefarious activities that go on. So just for that, people to keep that in mind.
Yes. Keisha, last words.
You know, I just think it's important for all of us to not only be aware of ourselves, but hold each other accountable with respect. You know, I think if we held each other accountable and it was okay to hold each other accountable, a lot of this wouldn't be happening.
That's very, very nice. Christian, last words real quick.
Well, I'll try and make this very short. You know, like as what Kevin Samuels would say, you know, those like what you saw in the podcast aren't really high value men, you know, given all the stuff they have with like them treating women the way they do and them basically trying to belittle them and actually trying to put like someone's Instagram on a chat just for folks to actually tease them. Those are like your covert misogynists right there. Not the Kevin Samuels saying, oh, you should like giving up sex on like the first time, giving out suggestions to like a man whenever they dealing with dates, and he's trying to help like bring black men, black women together. What you see right there, like your true misogynist. And again, I really don't think they're going to be coming out from this because there will be civil and criminal lawsuits pending for both Fresh and Fit and the other two guys involved. expect that to come in the next weeks and months ahead. Realistically,
It's
that's
gonna
what I hate to say it.
It's gonna be crazy. It may not be that. It may not be that soon. It may be. It may not. But I have a feeling some stuff is coming around the bend for sure. Lamont, real quick, last thought.
My last thought is basically this. Bye.
Well, hey guys, real quick, I wanted to say a big thank you to all y'all for being on. I do appreciate all you guys. Have a blessed one, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So real quick, guys, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all for being on. If this is your first time checking out this show, like I've been saying over and over and over again, please go hit that like button. All right. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, real quick, before we continue, before I go bye-bye, let me just say something really, really quick. Okay. Because I think that there's some things that I need to say right quick. In no way, shape, or form am I here to try to dog Fresh and Fit or to dog this manosphere, okay? I want to make that abundantly clear. I think the manosphere is just as important as the woman's sphere or any other sphere out here. We need those voices out here, but we need strong, prominent voices out here that are going to practice what they preach. That's the thing. Practice what they preach when the cameras are on and when the cameras are off, y'all. That's what we need more than anything in the world. So here it is. In no way, shape, or form am I here to talk trash on those young men. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of it, just like everybody else, and hear the truths from other people, from these women. You know, I pray for all of them. You know, Anna Quinn, she's in the hospital right now. Anna Quinn's fitness. I'm praying for her and her baby. And of course, now we have just talked to Gray. My thoughts and prayers go out to her on all the decisions, any of the decisions that she ends up doing in regards to the life that she's growing right now as we speak. And I pray and I hope that Myron finds it in his heart to find some maturity. Both of them need to step up to the plate and man the F up. There's plenty of room and plenty of platforms, plenty of room for their platform. All they need to do is reapproach it. That's all they need to do. They just need to reapproach it, get in front of it, address these issues, address these allegations, and rebrand their brand. That's all they need to do. All right? Ooh, wow. $2 super chat. Jay the comedian family. Why follow Fresh and Fit or AMP? Well, you know, right now, in my personal opinion, if I had to choose which one to stay with or whatever, I'd be staying with Abba and Preach. But that's because I think they keep it real. I think that they do practice what they preach all day, every day. I think what you see on camera is who they are when they're off camera too. Yeah, of course, we're all a little bit more animated when the cameras are on. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? But as far as their integrity and who they are as characters, what their character, how their heart really beats, I don't think it changes when the cameras are on and when the cameras are off. I think you're seeing true blue people right there. That's just my personal opinion. You know, you could tell by how much they've worked their way to where they are right now. And they worked for years, blood, sweat, and tears, hours of work to be where they are. And also shows talent. Sorry, I said it. Not just being able to throw money at something. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay? Like I said, hopefully they get in front of it. People do love their show. They got great content. They got great production. They just need to turn their lens a little bit different. Just a different angle from this point on. That's what I think. And practice what you preach. Anyway, guys, I want to say big thank you to everybody for coming in. Big thank you to Gray for being on. She was really incredible, and I appreciate her giving her truth. Like I said, please hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button. And of course, you know, you follow us on follow my Patreon. That would be really appreciated. Or you can hit that join button down below and become a YouTube member, a YouTube family member. That would be great. But go over to Patreon. Bunch of stuff over there. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Okay, it's time to get going, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Crazy night. Crazy night. All right. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.